Things may shift. If Sporting Kansas City wins tonight, they take on FC Dallas. If Portland wins, they take on Vancouver. And we're on from Providence Park. Portland and Sporting Kansas City. First opportunity for the Timbers, a shot saved in the back, corner kick for Portland, 24 seconds in.
Yeah, Amelia had a couple of injury issues towards the end of the season. I feel like he should have held on to that effort. Addy just drifting out there and caught it well. Early corner kick and early pressure here for the home team.
Buenos Aires man, Diego Valeri to put it in. Who else? A bit low. The opportunity will be there. The header, not the best. No problem at all, as Lucas Milano was looking for it that time.
And he's a player that high expectations coming in. He'll need time to settle. Difficult to come mid-season for most players. Expected to lead the attack. He'll be on that right-hand side instead.
We'll see if we get more from Lucas Milano. Un saludo a todos por allá. Welcome, MLS fans. Univision Deportes now offers English language commentary by utilizing the SAP function on your remote. Remember, all the MLS action in English. Just visit MLSsoccer.com/SAP to learn more on how to activate the SAP function. A great one on tap tonight in the Western Conference, Keith.
It certainly is. Portland looking to make it a clean sweep of home sides moving on. I'm sure Sporting Kansas City have other ideas.
Regresamos con ustedes, muchachos. Portland again on the right side, attacking and putting Sporting Kansas City on the ropes. 2 minutes gone. All Portland so far.
Yeah, very good start. Good idea to get wide there from Milano. Just overhit the cross. You saw him just acknowledging that to Wallace, who'd come inside, trying to act as that second striker. But you expect this when you're away from home. And Peter Vermeer is a very good coach. No disrespect to Toronto earlier, but you don't expect to see Sporting Kansas City fold and lay over like we saw from Toronto in that first matchup.
Another set piece. This will be important. Again, Valeri to touch the ball into the danger area. Curls it in. Headed away from the back. Shot, no. We go right. Nagby. Ball back inside, something already called by referee of the matchup, Armando Villarreal.
And he's key tonight, Ramses. Darlington Nagby, again, talking to the Portland staff. They're saying he's going to drop in and help out defensively, but starting to find his goal-scoring boots over recent weeks. He's no longer this young player, new kid on the block. 160th appearance at the weekend. He's a veteran at this level now. And again, in the playoffs, he's another player that really needs to lead tonight on both ends, defensively and going forward.
Namath puts it up top for Dwyer. Well defended in the back. Opportunity again for Sporting Kansas City. We go back. Suzy inside. Cleared away from Ridgewell. Adi could open right. Yes. Milano. Here's Lucas. Nagby, crafty, left side for Jorge Villafaña. Here's the former Chivas USA man. Left side again, well played. Milano not able to turn, well defended. Corner kick again for PTFC, and Valeri will execute.
Well, you saw how narrow Wallace can go with Villafaña giving width on that left-hand side, and Villafaña, a former attacking player himself, always liking to give width on that side. Good start again for Portland. Good width again.
Valeri. Great service. The header. Goal line save. Nagamura.
Ridgewell and Borchers both going for it. There's a wonderful effort. Good goalkeeping, good defending on the line as well.
Valeri again. Another good service. This time off target. Goal
Again,
kick.
Borch's getting his head to it. Good deliveries from Portland on those last 2 corner kicks. Valeri, very good. Here's the first one. It is Ridgewell. Combination of the goalkeeper and Nagamura on that line. That's what you have a man on that near post for.
5 minutes gone. It's been all Portland Timbers. Game still very young, but a great start for the home club. Veilhaver. Open stride with a beautiful ball. Controlling it on that section of the pitch is Abdul Salam. We go back for Paulo Nagamura. Former Tigres man putting the ball inside. Borchers is there. Suzy plays it inside. No problem for Adam Cuorese.
They're worth noting defensively for that man, Caleb Porter's side. No Chara in the middle of midfield. Dewsbury comes in, an experienced player, but Chara picking up a knock. Pashive has a little bit of a knock too. He'll be on the bench today, but Chara's a loss in the middle of midfield. Very combative.
Valeri. Dia right on him. Nagbe. Valeri. Looking for Milano. Good defense. Burst from Amadou Dia. Again, Milano. Turns, service ball. The best. Goal kick. SKC.
Again, Portland, plenty of numbers forward. But Rams, we talked about this before the game. You expect this from the home side. The atmosphere here. Sporting Kansas City, well drilled. Strong team. Peter Vermees, strong character, would have been telling his side, you've got to get through those first 15 minutes where the atmosphere will be electric. And once you do that, all of a sudden you're in the game.
Foul called again. Captain Liam Ridgewell. Bringing down Dom Dwyer.
Well, he got the elbow up, and you can't lead like that. But Dom Dwyer, never afraid of physical contact. He's a smaller, pacey forward, but he likes to back in. He likes to body with defenders. So it makes him such a difficult matchup. He's got that low center of gravity. Difficult to get a body on, and that's what happened there. Ridgewell maybe used to playing against bigger players where that's in the back. Instead, that was in the back of the neck.
Some Premier League action there. Former Villa man bringing down former Norwich City attacker. Ball's going to come inside for Sporting Kansas City. No problem at all. Defended well long for Milano. Given right back to the visitors. Dia. Namath. Dia again. Borchers is there. Suzy brings it back. Veilhaber. Ellis. Benny. Thought about it. Looking for Namath. Now Nagamura. Powell is there. Milano has Nagbe. Milano will turn. Do it on his own? No. Now we go to Nagbe. Adi. No. Get an reception from Abdul Salam. Now Jorge Villafaña. Wallace. Here's the Costa Rican international. Ole Wallace. Salam on him. Rodney. Back for Villafaña. Wallace again. Foul. Good possession from Portland, Keith.
Yeah, and then you saw the movement there of Nagbe when Villafaña went forward. Nagbe just drops off and becomes a second holding midfielder. A definite free kick. But Nagbe asking, or being asked to do double duty tonight, get forward and then also cover in when the fullbacks go.
Milano with a shot, deflected. Portland again, knocking on Sporting Kansas City's door. The header, man down, no call.
And it looked like he had the first chance to win all the way across, and a series of half chances here inside these first 10 minutes for Portland.
10 minutes in this first half. Again, Dwyer to the ground. No foul on Borchers. Ellis, tough challenge.
Well, that was a very strong challenge from Ellis, and you can hear the fans complaining. We'll see what color this card is. I'll have to see in the replay just how high those studs were showing. That's a yellow, and Ellis may act like he's disappointed, but might be a little bit of relief there as well. Valeri, the man who goes down. I think it's safe to say Ellis doesn't agree that it was a free kick. Who will see again?
Oh,
I've seen them given as reds. That's a bad challenge because the studs are showing, the leg is completely at full length, and he still goes through.
well, I'll tell
Ellis
you what,
is a lucky man there.
nobody would have said a thing if it was a red card. Agreed completely, Keith.
I don't understand what Ellis is complaining about. He's lucky that he only gets a yellow there. A real let-off for Sporting KC.
Villafana looking for Adi. He's there against Ellis.
And the
White
issue now is the referee set the tone. If that's only a yellow, it's got to be the same the other way. Sean McCauley, a former teammate of mine, assistant coach at Portland, I'm sure he'll have felt that should have been a red.
Is there anybody you don't know in MLS, Keith?
I believe there's a few people that don't particularly want to know me, but other than that.
Ellis playing for free. Yes, I believe that should have been a red card.
I'm sure if you talk to Peter Vermees afterwards too, and pretty honest coach. He'll be worried about the way his side limped over the finish line, although good character victory over LA Galaxy to end the season.
Abdul Salam wins it, plays Graham Susie. Here's number 8. Works the space, puts it in. Namath was looking for it. Well defended in the back. Now Milano looking for Adi. Kevin Ellis. Adi will beat him. Ellis kick it away for a throw-in.
Yeah, Adi done a good job of just coming across and getting position, and Ellis had no other option but to just play that ball out of play and allow his defenders to regroup.
Valetti for Nagby. Dewsbury. Howell. Namath defends and does it well. Milano, 2 men all over him. No foul called. Beasler. Kevin Ellis from the back. The long ball. Looking for Graham Susie. Villafana on him. That'll be green ball. .13 and change played as Adi was looking to play Rodney Wallace. From the back, it'll be United States international Beasler finding Benny Feilhaber. Valetti crosses midfield, has Milano on the right, plays him. Adi will make the run. It's Milano. Milano will take a shot himself. Beasler's there.
Yeah, just settled for that one a fraction too early. Had Beasler in a one-on-one position. Beasler, a pacey defender. I'd like to see him take him on there, though. Milano settling for the outside shot.
Good opportunity if it's played back. Man brought down. Nothing called.
Namath asking for the defenders in behind to talk to him. Didn't know exactly where the cover was coming from. We've seen 2 very good deliveries from Valeri already on these set pieces.
And he'll look for another one on this third corner kick for his team. Nagby, first time to Valeri. Dwyer on Valeri. Throw in Portland. Quickly for Darlington Nagby, again for Valeri. Here's Diego Hernan. Look to chip it up top. Beasler's there. Now Dom Dwyer. Can Kansas City make something happen? Namath is on the right. Number 9 has the ball now. Jorge Villafana on him. Christian Nemeth. Shot. Villafaña's there.
A lot like Milano at the other end. Caught in two minds, ended up settling for the shot. The defender not even committed. But Zusi had just gone away to leave him 1v1. And all saw that Nemeth goal here just a couple of weeks ago. Candidate for goal of the season.
Another man who knows a little something about serving great balls. Off the right now, corner kick first for Kansas City, Graham Zusi. Nil-nil. Last ticket into the conference's semifinals given out tonight. DC, Seattle, and the Impact all in to join Dallas, the Crew, Vancouver, and of course, the Red Bulls. Here's Beasler, owner of all the throw-ins in this section. Orchards and Dwyer will dialogue a bit with referee of the match at Villarreal.
He's never afraid to get involved in those kind of situations, Dwyer. As I said, smaller striker, but loves that physical battle as well.
Ball comes in. Abdul Salam was challenging there, and he'll earn his team a corner kick.
This is a good spell, this, for Sporting Kansas City. Just taking the wind out of the sails of the Portland Timbers fans. Really getting behind his side with those early chances. Now just the game's slowing down.
Zusi again from the right. Excellent defense from Adi. Nagamura's knocked out.
Yeah, inadvertently taking the ball into the face there, and just seeing if there's any blood coming from his nose. And you see, comes off his own teammate. Strong hit. The referee and the player should take as much time as they need. Concussion protocol in action. At least it should be.
Peter Vermees acting quickly. We'll see if the midfielder from Sao Paulo, Brazil, is able to continue. Paulo Roberto Nagamura.
When you see those fans, they've been incredible all season long. A bit of a worry towards the end of the campaign, where they're going to get playoff action. Winning down at the Galaxy 5-2 and then beating Colorado. A fine end to the season. Can they use that momentum tonight?
Benny Feilhaber, owner of the number 10 jersey for Sporting Kansas City, opening left, finding Dia. Back inside. Now the ball looks a bit long for Nemeth.
He likes that kind of service to win behind, just trying to attack that space between the centre-back and the full-back. You don't want to let Feilhaber get on the ball too much. We saw that when he came on against the Galaxy at the weekend. Excellent through ball for Dom Dwyer's goal.
And now is Sporting Kansas City pressing on. Another corner kick now from the left. Again, Graham Zusi to execute. No foul called as Saad Abdul Salam was looking to make impact.
Yeah, he thought there might have been some contact with Powell, but that's never going to be called. But again, just you can sense the atmosphere dropping after that really fast opening from the home side.
Portland, obviously a much younger franchise, at least at Major League Soccer level. Heath, Kansas City looking to make yet another final appearance. They have 3. They've won MLS Cup 2 times. Rich history for SKC. The opportunity for Nagbe. Milano doesn't get enough on it. And he'll miss the opportunity for his team. Kansas City will answer right back. Long ball for Dwyer. He's alone. 3-man on him. Powell's the first. Here's Dwyer. Ole Dwyer inside. Comes down. Nothing called. Dwyer still on his foot now. Right foot that was. Able to keep the ball. Excellent job from number 14. Namath. Benny can take a shot. Feilhaber brought down. No foul called. Here's Valeri. Now he gives it away.
There wasn't much contact from Valeri, but it did come from behind. There was a slight push on Feilhaber. I've seen those given as free kicks, but at that other end, Milano just snatching at what was a relatively good chance inside the area.
Nagbe with Adi on his right. Plays him. Adi! Looked to be offside.
I'd like to see this one again. Ball probably could have come quicker, but very close call for the assistant referee. As you would imagine, hearing it from the fans, they don't agree. And again, we talked about Nagbe dropping in, helping out defensively, but he can also drive forward. Just offside. Just.
Second offside of the matchup. Both have been for the home side, the Portland Timbers. Benny Feilhaber again. Namath. On him, Powell, Alves. Go left for Amadou Dia. Alves, Powell on him. Well defended by the Jamaican. Dia again turns. Defective cross.
Yeah, no real spells of possession as of yet for Sporting KC. Here we'll see that half chance. Just took his eye off the ball, it looked like. Plenty of defenders behind the ball for Sporting KC. But to not get a shot off will be frustrating for Milano, and that's why he punches the ground.
Kansas City ball.
Ridgewell down on the ground, and you saw Zusi. He wanted the ball back quickly so he could take advantage of that. Still complaining.
Yeah, he looks to be injured.
That would be a big blow to see him go off. But again, this start from Portland, they led the league in shots and chances created this season. The issue was taking those chances. So not unlike them to be the side on the front foot. You have to take those opportunities if you're to move on in this competition.
The 3-6 matchup in the Western Conference. The Timbers with 53 points. Sporting Kansas City finishing at 51. So tight, especially in the West, up until the end. The Earthquakes were alive. And Vancouver, who sits today at home waiting for a rival, also had 53 points, but of course they had a goal difference of +9. Jorge Villafana and the throw-in. Now Adi. Switching the field was Dewsbury. Howell gives it right back to Matt Beasler and company. SKC. Here's Beasler. Laces pass left. Nor Benny nor Namath can get to it. Dia. Good pressure from Milano. It'll be Portland ball.
Yeah, just when Portland switched that last ball to Powell, I thought Milano came narrow too early. I know he's a player that probably wants to play down the middle, and he's got to come out and give width when Powell is that deep in his own half of the field. If Powell is further forward, then he can go inside, but it made it rather obvious where Powell was going to go with that ball.
Kuwarise will get rid of it. Salam was there. Graham. Adi, Ramzuzi comes back for it, plays Ellis. Sony Mustavar. Namath has Nagamura right by him, chooses right and does well for Graham Suzy. One-on-one against Jorge Villafana. Villafana to defend. Goal kick for Adam Kuorase and company.
Yeah, good defending from Villafana. He's been a good player this season for Portland Timbers.
He's earned that starting spot, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has, and he gives good balance to the back four, can also get forward, and that allows the wide player, if it's a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, to tuck inside. And he has that engine to get up and down that side as well.
The original Sueño MLS winner has been able to stay in the league, as we see Dom Dwyer being brought down again, and it's Liam Ridgewell. They got quite the one-on-one going on there, Keith.
Well, Ridgewell knows Dwyer. He doesn't want to allow him to turn, because once he turns and stands you up, then you're in trouble, because he's got that pace.
There's Ridgewell again, winning the ball. Here's Rodney Wallace, former DC United player, playing with Nagby. Again for Wallace. Will he get there? No.
That's a poor ball from Nagby, and just in the corner of that picture you can see Nagby put his head in his hands, disappointed with his own delivery. That was a good chance to break and play Wallace in to maybe get across in for Addy.
0-0, 26 and change. Too much ball for the footballer born in San Jose, Costa Rica.
He actually got there and just couldn't keep it in. But Nagby's a player that, as talented as he is, can be very frustrating, because you just want to maybe expect more from him. He's played in attacking positions for a long time, and the goals haven't been there, the assists haven't been there. Over the last few weeks, he's looked like he can add those to his game.
Alvis Powell. Nagamura right on him. Long ball, looking for Milano. Mustavar's there. Valeri right on him. Graham Suzy wants it. No, Mustavar turns, pivots, and finds Benny Feilhaber, who crosses midfield. Left we go for Christian Namath, picked up by Alvis Powell. Here's Namath. Where do you go, Namath? Takes a shot. Good power, not the best direction. Easy for Kuorase in the back.
Well worth a hit from Namath coming inside, and Kuorase just well positioned.
What a play from Nagby. Left, a wide open Rodney Wallace. Milano on the right. Here's Milano. Wallace doesn't get there, nor does Fernando Adi. Rebound ball now for Jorge Villafana on the left. Picked up by Abdul Salam. Villafana coming inside. No foul given.
Well, Villafana he didn't really react, which is a telltale sign. We'll see as he goes by the referee. Having words now.
Looked like Villafana beat him originally, Keith.
Yeah, it's hard to see why he would go down in that position as well, because he got inside the defender. But again, what we talked about, Villafana not afraid to give width on that left-hand side. Ridgewell now having words with the referee.
And I can assure you, they're not going to go to coffee after the game. Valeri with Villafana on the left, making a run. Valeri will do it himself. Well defended. Now Wallace. Deflection. Wallace again. Wallace still with the ball. Rodney can play it back. Does so. Grabs Suzy with an excellent challenge. Jorge Villafana again. Salam right on him. Wallace. Diego Valeri looks to turn. Here's the man from Buenos Aires, Argentina, looking for Milano. Melia gets there. Corner kick, Portland.
And Milano with the fist pump, and the fans appreciate that work rate. Looked like a nothing ball, and Milano turned it into something. But earlier on, calamity defending from Sporting KC, not clearing it. Wallace had one chance maybe where he could have gone down and looked for the penalty. Led off for Sporting KC.
8 to take it as usual. Diego Valeri. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Portland Timber players in the box. The header! Close from Borchers. He knows how to score, Keith.
He does. He's got an eye for goal, the big centre back. Came across it, trying to redirect it into the far top corner. Again, good delivery. And there you see it was Matt Beasler in close proximity, just trying to jump ahead of him to put him off, and did enough.
Ball given for the away side.
Well, just on this side, Villafania has got forward a lot, and that's forced Zusi to go back in and defend. So they're winning the battle on this side right now, Portland. Sporting KC have to keep the ball longer, get Zusi on it, force Villafania to defend, and then he can't provide that width.
Abdul Salam brings it down. Rodney Wallace right on him. Looked like a foul. Is a foul. Called by Armando Villarreal.
Wallace had position. Referee called that from an awful long way away.
Looked to come in with the early ball by Benny Feilhaber. Chance missed for SKC. 0-0 game. We haven't had extra time. Nonetheless, penalty kicks. First game got close with DC United and New England, Keith. Early on still, but we have a 0-0 game here.
Yeah, we always had the sense that this would be a tight game. Again, Portland, the dominant side early on, but just like in season, creating lots of chances and not taking them. And there you see that battle continuing between Dwyer and Ridgewell. You just see Dwyer holding on to the jersey, among other things.
Adi wins it. Milano can't get there. Nagamura does. Namath. Dwyer back to Christian Namath. Here's the former Liverpool man. Aleti strips him. Chips a great ball for Milano. Beasler.
Good defending, but then silly from Beasler. Luckily the referee's not going to go to his book, but I don't know why he goes over and tries to hold on to the ball and allows him to get back in.
Ram Suzy. Defensive volley, control in the back by Ridgewell. Now it's Dom Dwyer. No foul called. Now be Defania. Nothing called. And Ridgewell is not getting up. Ram Suzy making a run. Portland shortened numbers on defense. Suzy. Suzy again. Now a whistle comes on.
Well, the assistant referee's flag goes up and you can hear the fans. They're not happy with Dwyer as he goes to talk to the referee. Those two have had quite the battle so far.
Expect Ridgewell to come right back. Now Adi wants to have a word with Villarreal.
Yeah, very stop-start game right now. Too much of the referee's whistle blowing, and on that one, Adi's arguing that he was fouled before he made the run.
You get the
Might
sense,
have had a case as well.
And Keith, you get the sense Villarreal's losing control of this one.
Yeah, just some of those the players getting around him.
Benny Feilhaber being brought down. No penalty kick. Nagbe's there. Now Fernando Adi turns quickly. Excellent tackle by Kevin Ellis. Now Namath. Benny Feilhaber behind him. Plays it in. Dwyer's down. And he'll call that the other way.
On first look, it looked to me like Dwyer was trying to put his foot in there and initiate the contact. We'll see again. He's acting surprised that he hasn't been given a penalty. We'll see here. Two players coming together. Difficult to tell from that angle. It happened so quickly.
And I believe he may have been booked, judging by the reaction of Providence Park. Yes.
He's got himself involved in a couple of skirmishes so far. Needs to just focus on getting on the ball and looking to lead the line. It's been a very scrappy game after a bright opening from Portland.
Too much chatter, Casey.
I think Peter Vermees will be happy that the pace of the game has slowed down, and still haven't seen enough of his key men on the ball. No fail harbor, really. Zuzi not getting it in attacking positions.
Aletti sleeps the ball, looks left, finds Wallace. Here's Wallace, one-on-one against Abdul Salam. Turns and goes to Nagbe. Back to Wallace, back to Darlington. Rodney checking in, looks to turn, prefers to play midsection of the pitch with Jack Jewsbury. Borgers. Swinging ball near side, Liam Ridgewell. Here's the cap with Villafana. It's Graham Zuzi now. Jorge Villafana comes back to win the ball. Right side, Alvis Powell. Valetti making a run. Here's Powell. Powell still on the ball to Adi. Adi's on! Great sight by Milia. Villafana still on the ball. Thought about putting it inside. Now Rodney Wallace. Villafana makes a run. Rodney. Jewsbury. Right side for Powell. He'll get there. And he'll serve it in. Wallace! Good sequence for Portland.
Yeah, what a run that was from Powell to start it all off. Great delivery in behind. Addy with the run, but what was great about it on the Sporting Kansas City side was how quickly the goalkeeper reacted. Milia having an excellent season. As you see this delivery again. Milia's had a very good season, just came off his line and did enough to deny Addy.
That's the West so far, Keith.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference semi-final set, Red Bulls. Fancy them, and then Columbus and Montreal. What a match that's going to be. Ridgewell in the book, and that's, as a forward, quite easy to play with it. At card, you're not involved in those kind of issues too many times, but Ridgewell on a yellow now. Has to be very careful.
Graham Zuzi to serve it. Only one man to cover on the wall. It's Valetti. Ball comes in. Borisay was there. 38 and change gone in this first half. 0-0 game from Providence Park. Abdul Salam. Rodney Wallace right on him. Ridgewell winning the ball. Both him and Dom Dwyer playing now with a yellow. Jorge Villafana brought down by Nagamura with a foul.
He hasn't got on the ball either in the middle of midfield, Nagamura. Portland the better side so far, but been choppy over the last 15 minutes after that bright beginning where they got in behind on a couple of occasions.
Wallace is brought down. Nothing called.
Sometimes I just feel like Wallace is just inside too early, a lot like Milano on the other side. I think they can get greater width from their attack, from the attacking players first, and then they can come inside and allow the fullbacks to come forward. Too many times it's too direct.
Cabanellas gives it right back to Ridgewell and company. Nagamura. Dia. Milano gets there first. Good anticipation defense. Portigan. Audi 2015 MLS Cup playoffs. Last invite will be earned tonight. Peter Vermeer can't believe that call.
They're never afraid to let the referee know what he feels.
Clearly.
Zuzi struggled. Zuzi struggled to get on the ball tonight. Again, I don't think he's had the best season he's ever had.
Man right on Adi's able to turn. The man from Lagos, Nigeria, controls the ball. Patience and time. Darlington Nagbe. Benny Feilhaber. Clean takeaway. Nagamura. Milano. Here's Lucas. Has to turn. Buy time and space. Valeri wants it. He'll get it. Mustavar on him. Mustavar wins it.
A good defending from Mustavar. A little bit hesitant to get Milano. Just hasn't looked fully confident going forward.
Now Caleb Porter getting into it as well, Keith. You know both these guys well.
Yeah, they're both competitors, and I'm sure they'll be the first afterwards to shake hands, but they're fighting for their playoff lives. They know how important this game is.
Scrappy matchup. Wallace wants it. Villafana still. Jorge again. Excellent defense from Abdul Salam. Now Graham Susie will cross midfield. Eyes wide open. Namath and Dwyer. A long ball. That's given right back to Powell. Now Valeri. 8 with patience. Milano. Back to Valeri. Here's Diego Hernan. Adi went down with no foul called. Beasler, the man on him. Now, again, Paulo Nagamura. Mustavar. Graham Thuzi. Right behind him, Rodney Wallace. Mustavar again. Back for Benny Feilhaber. Mustavar right side is Abdul Salam. No, back to Benny. Now patience is for the men in white.
Yeah, this is better from Sporting KC. This is what they wanted. A spell of just keeping that ball, trying to set a tempo.
Saad Abdul Salam. A lot of space. Susie.
A defensive switch off there. Villafana talking to the other defenders. He actually should have come out and denied the run forward from Abdul Salam. Instead, he connected with the centre backs, allowing the cross.
Cheeky back heel that time from Graham Susie, looking to let the ball go. Namath wanted a shot at that. Portland ball. It's Dewsbury, midsection of Providence Park, going back for Nat Borgers.
He's done a good job so far, Dewsbury. Come in for Chara, and Johnson's on the bench as well. But he's done a good job patrolling that area, denying Feilhaber the space.
Valeri, Nagbe, brought down with a foul.
He's been good at that tonight, Nagbe. Getting the ball in deep positions, looking to drive forward, and then you see the contact with the left foot of Nagbe. Ball had already gone. There you go. Definite free kick. And a free kick in a position that you would imagine. Well, Nagbe looks like the man who's going to place, and I thought Valeri would have been one of the players over it.
Nagbe had a similar shot during decision day as Namath and Valeri go at it. We'll see if Nagbe has the same luck. The shot deflected. Goal kick.
Yeah, big deflection. Wasn't well hit. Anyway, it was low and directly into that wall. A very good start to the half from Portland, but since then it's been a scrappy game. Finally starting to see Sporting KC have some spells of possession, but this one has more of a feel of a chess match. The other game's explosive going forward. Both of these sides maybe being a little bit more measured in their tactical approach.
A little bit more cautious. Left side for Rodney Wallace. Puts it in. Beasler's in the back. Valeri. Wallace. Again for Valeri. He has time. Offside. A jammed first half, Keith Costigan. 0-0 Portland and Sporting Kansas City. Off the team back, Kansas City gets ready for the second 45 minutes of this one. Portland and SKC in what has been a chippy, tight matchup, at least in the first 45, Keith.
Yeah, it has. Not too many real goal-scoring opportunities at either end. Has that feel of two teams a little bit tentative at times. Portland did have the fast beginning, but after that they didn't create too much. Sporting Kansas City not really having much possession at all.
We're on for the second half. The final 45 minutes for one of these clubs. Of course, unless we have extra time and or penalty kicks, Keith.
Yeah, and it has that kind of feel to it, whether it'll be a goal that maybe wins it or going all the way to penalties. But first half I was impressed with Nagbe in midfield. I thought he dropped deep, he helped out defensively, drove forward as well. On the other side, I thought for the most part Sporting KC defended well. Beasler at the center of that. In the second half you're looking for a little bit more width in the attack from Milano and co. Wallace on the other side, and then for Sporting KC find a way to get the ball to the feet of Benny Feilhaber and Zusi, so they can provide more service to Dom Dwyer.
Dwyer himself looking for the ball that time. He's not going to get there. It's going to be easily controlled in the back by Guarasay. To Ridgewell. Adi looking to win it over Beasler. Wallace looking to turn. Abdul Salam defends him well.
Yeah, nice bit of skill, but the defender's so close to him, he was never really going to do anything of real damage from that position.
Valeri chasing it. Ellis getting rid of it.
I said earlier in the season I like Adi as a player, but in this role he's almost a lone frontman again. I think he's better when he has someone really close to him and still having width in the attack, and Milano needs to get a little bit closer when they're really far forward.
Valeri. On him, Graham Susie. Nagamura winning it for Feilhaber. Dom Dwyer. Ridgewell's there. Dwyer pulls him and fouls him. Saludos, muchachos. Welcome, MLS fans. Univision Deportes now offers English language commentary by utilizing the SAP function on your remote. Remember, all the MLS action in English. Just visit MLSsoccer.com/SAP to learn more on how to activate the SAP function. A tight one. Will there be a winner in the next 45 minutes, Keith Costigan?
It is a tight one. Normally, these kind of games are decided by a moment of magic, or sometimes it can be a simple mistake. That's what's at stake tonight, and we'll see who pulls it out in the second 45.
Regresamos con ustedes, muchachos. Thank you. Ball in the back for Dwyer. Turns, shoots. Off target.
Best chance so far for Sporting KC. Good movement down that left-hand side, and Dwyer finds good position. Good play from Nemeth. Finds the ball back in, and just that extra touch took him further wide than he would have wanted. I think he's got Kwanase beaten on that near post if it's on target. Slow to get his hand up. Maybe knew it was going wide, but best chance of the match by a mile for Sporting KC.
No question. Dom Dwyer, that's all he needs. One opportunity, and he can capitalize. Very close. Of course, as we were making contact with our Spanish colleagues, we're able to enjoy these matches in either language. Sporting Kansas City ball. Salam, Ellis. Too much ball given back. Goal kick.
Still look back to that decision early on in the game. Ellis with that strong studs up challenge where he really could have got red.
Orange change gone, and more of the same to start this second half. A very physical game with a knot in the midfield. We'll see who's able to make the difference in this one. Suzy, Nagamura. Villafaña looking to intercept, and he'll have the throw in for his team.
Just seems to be more of a spring in the step of Sporting KC to open this second half, probing the line a little bit higher as well.
Benny Feilhaber. Neither Salam or Zuzi reached the pass on the right. Timbers ball.
Well, he played it directly in between both. I think he wanted Salam to come forward onto it. He thought Zuzi was going to come back for it, and that's what caused the issue.
Dewsbury doesn't want any issues, gets rid of it. Milano behind him, gets it, no. Nemeth is there. Center circle of the pitch. Benny Feilhaber. Zuzi and Dwyer up top. Nemeth. Here's Christian Nemeth. First time looking for Dwyer. And again, the Portland Timbers control the ball.
Yeah, I haven't been impressed with Milano. Here's that chance again. Nemeth. Powell just committing, and questions over whether it was a handball. Tries to pull it away. We saw the issues in the DC game yesterday with those kind of decisions. Both players played on. But again, talking about Milano on this side, I think he needs to give width when Portland are deep to just open the defense up. But when Portland get forward and Powell is in the opposition half, then he can go in and connect closer to Addy and play as a striker. I just don't think he's had good movement so far. Been a little bit disappointed in the performance of Milano.
Rowan, who else to take it? Matt Beasler. Will be put deep in the box. Now it will be. Adi's there to defend and play with Milano. Milano on the one-on-one against Dia. Can't make nothing of it. Controlled.
And good defending from Dia, but again, Milano just didn't look confident in that one-on-one situation. I wouldn't be surprised to see Portland make a change.
Nagamura. For Namath. Back to Paulo Nagamura. Ridgewell's there to intercept. Valeri. Oh, Valeri.
Yeah, he's fleet of foot, Valeri, but he'll be disappointed with the final product. And after a bright opening, he hasn't got on the ball much either. A lot like Feilhaber for KC. Flair players finding it difficult to find space.
It's been that kind of game, though, Keith. Really, no one finding their game. Benny Feilhaber, Valeri, Namath, Milano, Nagbe.
No, I think Nagbe's played well. I think he's dropped in defensively in midfield and he's driven forward on a couple of occasions. I think he's done his job quite well tonight. But in terms of the other attacking players, haven't really seen enough.
Of course, Dom Dwyer with that great opportunity for his team starting the second half, not able to convert, as we see both teams in pre-competitive workouts warming up to get the opportunity to come in and try to change things for their squads.
Well, Portland this season tied for the most shutouts with 13. Over the last 3 years, they've got 35. They're a stronger defensive team than maybe most give them credit for. And it was a moment of magic last time these two sides met from Christian Nemeth that won the game. May very well take something along those lines again.
Nagbe given away. Dom Dwyer. Namath already made the run. Dwyer will take it himself. The shot! Wide.
That almost was a moment of magic. Dwyer very active in both halves, but now finally finding a little bit of space. Struck it so well, and again the goalkeeper well beaten. That's just about a yard wrong side of the post if you're a Sporting KC fan.
Valeri brought down with a foul.
Dia claiming that it wasn't a free kick, letting Valeri know about it. Very good position here for Portland.
And to put this in the box.
The man on it.
Sure. We'll look at it again.
Well, you'll see, goes to take on. Yeah, there's contact. It is a free kick. They're complaining, but he can have no complaints when you see that replay.
Former Lanús man will put this in the box for his team. It's played in the back. Shot from Nagbe. So close.
Straight from the training ground, that one. Nagbe just pulling to the edge of the box. Didn't quite catch it the way he would have liked. Deflection took it wide.
Valeri again. Strike this corner kick. Nobody's there. Wallace looking for it. It's Dia. Now Suzy. Borchers wins it. Valeri in the box. Now the shot. Yes! Goal! Rodney Wallace, 1-0, Portland.
Well, I said it may take a moment of magic. We've got it. Rodney Wallace finding the space. For me, he's unmoved on the bench. The Portland fans celebrate. A spectacular finish from Wallace, breaking into the box. Ironically, Sporting Kansas City had started the second half a lot better than they did the first, but the run done here, just a routine long ball. Borchers causing mayhem amongst the back four. And the touch through here from Valeri. And what about that for a finish from Wallace? Outside of the foot, bottom corner. And the Timbers Army can sense a spot in the Western Conference semi-finals. excellent finish. Outside of the foot, very difficult technique. Melia very unhappy with his defenders, but credit the finish from Wallace.
"13 minutes in, and Sporting Kansas City will have a shot of their own to get back into the game. 10 will strike it. Benny Feilhaber.
RSA looks on. We know Sporting KC have the players that can get them back into this game. None bigger than this man.
Milano and Valetti, two-man wall for Quaresay. Service comes in. Yes, Borcher's defense and does it well.
Well, he played his part on the goal, winning that knockdown. Well, that's what he was brought in to do. Such success at Real Salt Lake. So strong in the air.
Graham Susie's going to curl another one in the box for his team. Corner kick from the left, near side for SKC. Powell wins it, fakes it, and comes along with it. Looking for Wallace. Got his head on it, but... And here we go, Keith.
When I played, it was Timber Jim. Now it's Timber Joey. Again, I've said, you bring your kids to a game, it might be difficult to explain to other people that haven't seen this before that the mascot has a chainsaw. But it is great entertainment, and it certainly gets the crowd going.
Legally won by Alvis Powell.
Now, last night you told me that the Galaxy were going to win the Western Conference. Do you have a new pick?
I've decided to mail it in as far as my picks after last night.
Exactly what every parent wants to see. Timber Joey with the chainsaw running towards the kids. All good, clean fun.
Either that or you have a phobia of chainsaws, Keith Costa. Dia comes down, no foul. 15 minutes in, second half of the matchup. 30 minutes for the Sporting Kansas City team to get back in it. This man has his team up, Rodney Wallace.
It really was a great finish. Such a difficult technique. And the man, he only picked up 1 goal on the season, 7 assists.
Resourceful as can be for the Costa Rican.
That's as big as a goal as you'll see. Armando Villarreal, I don't think, has done a good job refereeing this game tonight. 2-stop start, hasn't been in command.
Feilhaber with the foul on Nagbe. Valetti gives it off. Back for Namath. Play for Dia. And Dia gives it right back to Portland. Milano. No foul. Addy. It's Beasler. Solves well. Abdul Salam between 2 men. Yes. Graham Susie curls it in. Borchers is there. Now Milano from the back. Namath behind him. Dia defends well, and now it's Namath again. Ball's all on his own. No foul. Valetti has it.
Again, Milano getting a chance to run at defenders, and again, he just didn't look very confident. This would be awful news if Nemeth had to go off. One of those men that you would look to get your team back into the game. Such a goal-scoring threat. This game is going to open up now. I said maybe you'd look to bring off Milano, but if Sporting KC have to push on, he's the kind of player that has the pace to maybe get in behind. Addy hasn't had too much service. Maybe Addy and push Milano across into that central position. But right now, it's Sporting KC that have to make the changes. They have to find a way to get back in, whether that be with the personnel on the field or one of the substitutes.
Fair play given right back from Dom Dwyer that time as Wallace was trying to make something happen on that left flank. 18 minutes gone, second half. 1-0. Portland momentarily has the fourth and final invite to the Western Conference semifinals. Benny, Graham Susie, Villafana was there. And there we have the Western Conference playoff picture at the moment.
Well, the two seeds are Vancouver and Dallas. Would you consider those favorites in those matchups? I'm not so sure. That's how tight it's been out west.
Well, you think Seattle will go into Dallas and defeat the #1 seed in the Western Conference?
Yes, I do. I think the form over the last couple of weeks of the season, I don't think over the course of the campaign they were anywhere near the best side in the West, but I think they're hitting form at the right time, and that's usually what playoffs are all about.
Nagamura. In open left, does so. Dia is there. Here's Amadou Dia. Milano right on him. Milano wins it. Milano falls. No foul. Nagamura. Here's the Brazilian. Thought about it. Buys time. Finds Benny Feilhaber. Dropping it back for Mustavar. Back heel crafty, but not efficient from Nagamura. Just unbelievable how disrespectful the players are to the referee, Keith.
No comment. I think, you know, being a referee is such a difficult job. But sometimes referees can cause problems for themselves by being inconsistent with their decisions.
Man down. Armando Villarreal to check on Dom Dwyer.
And those two chances early in the second half, Dwyer, but starved of any real service. And we see the battle again, just clash of heads, but you could see both players eyeing the ball.
Milano giving it right back. Showing some fair play. Alvis Powell wins it. Nemeth looks for it. Powell again. Nemeth. Nagamura. Here's Paulo. Dropping it back for Mustavar. Graham Susie. Back for Nagamura. Milano's there to intercept and get rid of it. And Addy will have a shot. The Nigerian drops it back. Nagbe now. Wallace. Nagbe. Wallace again. Rodney turns. Addy. What a great play, Wallace! Tim Melia was there.
Yeah, good, brave goalkeeping. Melia comes out. Wallace has every right to go for it. The ball was in between the two. Might have been some contact with Melia, but again, no malicious intent. There you see, at full stretch. And he was just trying to come over him. Yeah, I didn't mean to kick him. But there was contact with Melia. Came off his line well, and that's not a yellow card. That's a poor decision. Again, you go back to that Ellis challenge in the first half. There's no way that warrants a yellow or the same kind of punishment you give for the Ellis challenge. And again, I talked about inconsistency from referees. There we see it. Never a yellow card.
No comment indeed, Keith.
Look, there was obviously contact, but referees have to read that he was going for the ball and then he was trying to get over him.
Wallace booked in the 68th minute of the matchup. See if Mealy is able to continue. Former Chivas USA goalkeeper.
Again, just going through some of the protocol when you get a knock on your head.
A very important protocol. We'll see it
Certainly.
again. Oh.
Now you see, he's just trying to get over him. There's no intent there from Wallace. So for me, that can't be a yellow card, or it shouldn't be a yellow card. This will add to the stoppage time, of course.
And it looks like the medical staff is not comfortable leaving him in the game.
And that's who should be making the decision, though. So many times we've heard of coaches making the decision or players themselves making the decision. It is up to the medical staff. They have to be the ones that are comfortable that the player is not putting himself in a position that he could jeopardize his own health. John Kempen has had some action recently.
I don't think he's able to continue. Wow, Keith. You ever seen this?
No, normally it's left to the player and it's left to the coach, and that's not the right decision. The player is always going to say he wants to play on. The coach is always going to encourage an important player to play through pain, but it's the health and safety of these players that we're most concerned with. I think the trainer's saying that to Mealy. We'll see now. Maybe it looks like he is going to continue. Peter Vermees. And Peter Vermees isn't up barking out orders. He's just waiting to see what the response is from his medical team.
We'll look at some UD technology for now.
Well, you see, he's involved in the initial scramble for the ball, but look at the movement. 3 defenders brought in close, and then that little flick around, and then not much of an angle. Outside of the foot, bottom corner, and that could be the next round of the playoffs. That's how important that goal is. After all of that, it looks like Mealy will continue.
And Keith, it looks like it was Melia's decision.
Well, he looked frustrated when talking to the training staff, but again, difficult for us to really comment.
Clearly from that conversation, it looked to me as if they were telling Melia that he couldn't go on.
I would agree.
He's staying on the pitch. Ellis. Nagamuda, Salam, Abdul. Nagamuda. Benny Failhaber checks in, he'll get it. And then give it right back to Valeri. 3 attack, 2 defend. Here's Milano. Fernanda Adi will make a run. Milano! Foul. Wallace.
Poor decision again from Milano. Hasn't made the right choices in the attack tonight. Trying to drive centrally. Adi made the run. I thought he could have played Adi. He just went into traffic and played a passive ball. Was never going to get through for Wallace. And there you see the foul. Salam looking to get back in. It's in a scrappy affair. But if Portland can hold on to this lead, Caleb Porter won't be too worried.
Armando Villarreal will have another chat with Namath and Alvis Powell. Mostavar. Milano with the tackle. Green ball. Without a question, Keith, the tightest, to use the word again, scrappiest game out of all 4 we've seen. And then Namath. And here we go.
Well, Namath has looked frustrated all game long. We saw him at halftime having a go at some of his teammates. But this referee has not had control. Yellow card given. That's a strong challenge. It is a yellow card coming from that angle.
Oof.
And that's what the issue was afterwards, kicking the ball towards the player's head. And again, that's all boiled over from the frustration of this performance so far.
Namath book. Valeri will serve this inside. .15 to play.
No disrespect to Armando Villarreal, but 4 games in 2 days. Maybe we're seeing the pool of referees, our top referees, isn't as deep as maybe we'd like in MLS as well.
Dwyer gets there. Good interception for Milano. Valeri. Oh, Le Valeri. Borchers. Long ball. Wallace is on. Rotney brings it down, takes a shot wide. Milano and Adi in the box.
Well, he was in acres of space. Salam was caught forward. Ball just wouldn't come down quickly enough for Wallace, and the support didn't come quickly enough, so he went for goal. Always going to be a difficult angle.
Dwyer bringing it down and fouling Alvis Powell. Dwyer looking so frustrated, like so many other players this game. More so at the moment and presently for Sporting Kansas City, Keith, because they would be eliminated.
We haven't really had that spell in the second half where you felt like Portland are under a lot of defensive duress. Portland Tied for the most clean sheets in the league this year and very comfortable defensively so far.
Oh, and they're showing
So
it why
far.
tonight. Certainly showing why they are good at keeping their goal clean.
And remember, this is no Chara in front of that back four too. He's a big loss, but they've coped well.
Namath, Milano right behind him. Curls it off. Well defended by Jorge Villafaña.
He's done an excellent job. Zusi, quiet game for his standards, but again, I go back to the season that he's had. I expect more from Graham Zusi. That's how good he is, or he can be, but just hasn't been at that high level all season long.
Matt Beasler will put this in the box. Headed away. Kansas City will have to make some type of adjustment and look for the goal in these last couple of minutes, Keith.
Yeah, did they throw on another striker? Did they go with Jacob Peterson? Right now, it just hasn't worked for them.
Nagbe looked like he was fouled. He was called by Armando Villarreal, and it's going to be Portland ball. 12 minutes, if that's a play, plus whatever will be added on at stoppage time. Timbers through to the next round. They would face Vancouver. The next fixture would be a fantastic one. Dallas at home against the Seattle Sounders. Keith Costigan's pick to win it all.
No, I said win the West Conference. Seattle, Red Bulls in the final.
Good catch, Keith.
Not quite ready to call that one just yet.
Earlier, the impact all over Toronto FC earned the last spot in the Eastern Conference. 3-0 win. Mustavar finding on the left side a teammate, Dia. Ellis. Valeri will win it. Mustavar again, now back for Ellis. Right side, Graham Susie will have an opportunity, will curl it in. Ridgewell is there. Milano, Ole Milano. He's brought down, and another foul on the former Belgrano striker.
Well, that time he got position on the defender. Made it difficult. Now you see first foul. There's the second one.
Amadou
Easy
Dia.
decision for the referee.
Amadou Dia all over Lucas Milano that time. Valeri again. Long ball left side looking for Rodney Wallace. Brings it down with class. Right on him, Saad Abdul Salam. Here's Wallace. Throw in for the Costa Rican and his team. 10 minutes to play at Providence Park. As Caleb Porter's ready to bring on fresh legs, Keith.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Milano as the man being replaced. Maybe even Addy pushing Milano up front. I don't think he's played well.
Back for Juarez. For Borchers. Jorge Villafaña, long ball for Fernando Adi. Valeri could put it inside. Two men in the box. Here's Valeri. Thought about it. Will play it back. Dewsbury has time and space. Thought about it. Will go right. Yes. Opportunity now for Alamos. Powell! Tamilia.
Great goalkeeping. Held on to it as well. Powell giving width on that side, getting forward. Good power on the cross, but the goalkeeper up to the task.
Same issue now with Tim Melia. What do you make of this, Keith?
Well, obviously hasn't recovered. Kempin to come on.
Wow.
I think on the other side, we see a midfielder coming in, Fashivi. We'll see who that's for.
Well, we've really seen everything in these playoffs, Keith Costa.
Well, Peter Vermees, I think, was good. He just stepped out of it, allowed his training staff to make those decisions, and you could see that when Melia came off and tried to maybe argue his case to his coach, he said, the decision's been made. So Kempin comes on.
So into goal now for Sporting Kansas City is Kempin.
He's just 22 years of age.
Now Milano will come off with 6 minutes to be played.
Not surprised to see Milano replace Fashivi coming in the middle of midfield, and this is a defensive substitution. Fashivi might have been carrying a little knock and might not have been fit to start the game. But now Portland showing that they'll try hold on to this lead. They've got the goal. It's up to Sporting KC to figure out a way to get in behind that Portland defense.
So worry number 5 in the back of his jersey into the game, Fashivi. Maybe the last 5 minutes of this season for Peter Vermees' side. Namath. Corner kick, SKC.
Not done just yet. We know they have players who can deliver. Zusi, one of them. Dwyer again battling with Porches.
Wow. What?
That's a lot of blood. He has to get him off the field. Beasley understandably wants to be on the field as long as he can, trying to get that treatment quickly. A new jersey as well. Not going according to plan for Sporting KC here.
Not the best circumstances in the finish to this game. Ball comes in. Headed away by Wallace. Graham Susie has it again. Benny Fay hovers behind. Curled in by Susie. Header! Yes! Goal! Don't pack your bags yet, Kansas City! 1-1.
What a delivery that is from Zusi. Excellent ball to a man who could have been sent off early on. Ellis, always a threat in these situations. And Kawara, the goalkeeper, caught in no man's land. That's a ball that maybe he could come and command that 6-yard box. He's caught in between. Good header from Ellis, but I'd question the goalkeeping of Kawara on that. Ridgewell beaten in that 1v1 situation too. Excellent delivery. There you see Kawara caught in between, and Ellis with a timely goal I can't say it's looked like it's been coming. But that doesn't matter to Peter Vermees and his side. They have life.
And brought down with a foul. Almost 88 minutes played. It's Benny Feilhaber. This man, the hero. Up until now. Kevin Ellis, who was booked in the 10th minute of the game, now has the opportunity. Makes the Timbers pay and authentically silences Providence Park, Keith.
Absolutely incredible. Well, Fashive comes on, maybe to shore up in midfield, so that's going to see a tactical adjustment too now for Portland, because they have to try and get forward and try and win this game again. But we look destined now for extra time.
Just how Keith Costigan wanted it. Extra time in Portland. Dwyer. Namath. Into Dwyer, just outside the box. Borchers on him. Gets it through. Nobody closes in. Nakamura looks for it. Saves it. Benny's there. Jorge Villafana defends and does it well. Now it's the Portland Timbers. A minute to play in regulation. Rodney Wallace will cross midfield. Valetti opens right. Yes. Nagbe lets it go a bit. On him, Amadou Dia. Here's Darlington. Buys time and space. Looks for Wallace. Ball's deflected. Throw in Portland.
Well, there you see that adjustment. Nagbe coming to this right-hand side where Milano was playing. He won't be as attack-minded as Milano.
Alvis Powell to take it. Looking for Fernando Adi. Looked like a handball, not called. Darlington Nagbe again. Valetti has it? No. Most of ours there to get rid of it with his left boot. Dwyer, chest down, double time, brings it back. Borchers is there. All the way back for Ridgewell. With a long ball, giving it right back to Kempen. 7 minutes of added time. You agree with that, Keith?
Yeah, obviously the big injury to Melia.
So potentially, you're sitting at home and you're looking at this score and the clock at 90 and 23 seconds now. Keith, we have 37 minutes potentially to play.
Yep, it's been, I won't say a full-blooded affair in terms of goal-scoring chances, but a fascinating tactical battle. And the question is, will one of these sides throw caution to the wind and go out and try and win this?
Valetti looks like he will. Nagbe's on the right. Look to put it in for Adi. Now it's Namath. Benny Feilhaber. Abdul Salam. Back to Matt Beasler. Left side for Dia. Right on him was Jamaican man Alvis Powell. Paulo Nagamura. Brazilian finding Benny Feilhaber. Played inside Dwyer! For a save! It didn't count.
Well, the offside flag goes up, and I'm sure Dwyer would be happy with that because he missed a golden opportunity. I think he's actually onside when that ball is played. I know in that final picture you saw the step of the ball had already been released. And that was a real opportunity. Headed straight into the arms of the very grateful Kouarase.
92 played. We will play up until the 97th. If the score remains at 1-1, we will have extra time. Suzy, Villafana picks him up. Graham Suzy has served that pinpoint ball for Ellis, and the 1-1 that has Sporting Kansas City alive at the moment. Valeri. Excellent play from the Argentine. Adi's brought down by Beasler. No foul called. Nigerian slowly to get up. Powell. Losing it to Namath. No foul called. Ball is alive. Powell gets rid of it.
Well, you could see Porter was frustrated with Powell for trying to take on Namath in the first place in that position. A little bit more life to Sporting KC since that leveler, as you would imagine.
Look like an offside. It is.
You wouldn't call Dar Salam the maybe first choice fullbacks, but they've done a good job tonight. Milano definitely kept quiet. Wallace, I know he got the goal, but that was when he came inside. Addy's being very quiet as well.
Substitutions will come into play if there is extra time, for sure, Keith. And you look at Peter Vermees' side, and what do you see?
Well, I think maybe the fact that he had to use that substitute on Melia coming off. Well, I think he'll be quite happy with how his side are playing right now over the last few minutes.
Benny Feilhaber with the shot. Borchers there to deflect.
Actually being the best spell of the match this Sporting KC.
So 2 substitutions in hand for Peter Vermees at his disposal. And really, Melia was obviously a forced changed as far as the goalkeeper. "95 minutes. Of what's become a classic. Nobody's going anywhere. Goal kick for Adam Quaresay and company.
Yeah, since that goal, Portland taking their foot off the gas. Maybe they felt they were so close and just dropping their head slightly after conceding that leveler. Caleb Porter will have to regroup his team and get them going again.
Graham Susie looking for Dwyer. Borchers intercepts. He's there, gets rid of it. "96, 1 to play. Benny Feilhaber chips up top. Couldn't find Namath.
Yeah, he was looking for the run of Namath. Namath always quick to attack that space, and again the ball just going behind him. Not the best night so far for Benny Feilhaber, but still a player you want on the field in these tight situations because has the ability to conjure up some magic.
Mustavar. Dual Salam. Looking for Graham Susie. 8 won't get there. Jorge Villafaña to execute the throw-in for his team. Beasler. Kempen is there. 97, that's it. Armando Villarreal calls it 1-1. We will have extra time.
Very interesting second half. Wallace giving the goal, and at that stage I thought Portland had shaded the match. Sporting Kansas City really didn't create anything of note, and then a very good delivery in Ellis with a vital header. And since then, Sporting KC have Looked very confident in possession again. Chance now for Porter to just rally his troops.
Past the midnight hour in the East. At your order, Armando Villarreal. Adi and Valeri ready to kick off the first half of extra time. We're on. Nagbe was fouled.
Well, again, you see Nagbe on that right-hand side. Once he went there, I don't think the balance in the middle of midfield was quite as good for Portland. I know he can be good at that right role as well. I just think the way he played early on, particularly central, they needed him there. I think it was a defensive move at the time to hold on to the lead.
Nagbe, Valeri. Diego Valeri will have the opportunity to put it in, finding Boshive. Not able to get the cross inside. Well defended as well by Amadou Dia. Goal kick for Kempen and Company.
Worth noting, Ramses, Sporting KC winners of the US Open Cup. They won that on penalty kicks.
Ball comes in. Namath looking for a potential bicycle kick. Didn't get it. Nagbe's there. Dia right on him. Here's Darlington. Diego Valeri. First time pass. Wallace brought down. That's got to be a card.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of contact that time with Salam. Just impeding the run. He felt like with that high line, he was going to get caught out. We'll see again. First look, it looked like Wallace would have been in if that ball was played over the top.
Salam and Ellis with yellow cards now on that four-man backline for Peter Vermees, Sporting Kansas City side.
But just going back to the thought, Ramses, Sporting Kansas City winning on penalties in the US Open Cup final. I'm sure Caleb Porter will have shown his team the video of those penalty takers, shown his goalkeeper. Maybe that's a leg up to know where those players like to go or have a tendency to go with their penalties.
Very good point. Fortunate enough to be at that final in Philadelphia.
Namath, the only man that missed that day for Sporting KC. Kyle Harbour, Dwyer, Beasler, Nagamura, Zusi, Ellis all scored. Quintilla as well.
Quintilla scoring the winner. Will it be the same result and with an equally style, dramatic fashion for Peter Vermees?
Again, it gets difficult in extra time because you want to push forward, you want to go win it, but at the same time, you don't want to sacrifice your defensive shape, so it does become more of a chess match. Neither side, both sides wanting to win, but neither side wanting to be reckless to the point where they end up losing the game because of it.
Ellis not getting up. Number 4, Kevin Ellis now back on his feet. He'll be able to continue. Alvis Powell with the fair play back to be controlled by Kempen.
That's the other issue, of course. Sporting KC don't have a starting #1 goalkeeper, Melia. I'm talking about penalties, of course. Still a long way to go in this. You just get the sense that both sides being very cagey about their approach to begin this extra time.
Susie bringing it down for Dom Dwyer. Back heel for Benny Feilhaber. Lacing pass left side for Dia. Ball comes in. Juarez gets there. Abdul Salam. Benny Feilhaber heading it back, finding Mustavar. Back for Saad Abdul Salam. Benny Feilhaber again. Nagamura. Amadou Dia from the left, picked up by Powell. Good move inside. The shot. What a goal! Goal! Pure brilliance from Namath and Keith Costigan. I'm ready to turn off the light switch and go home.
Well, he likes playing at Providence Park, doesn't he? A couple of weeks ago, a goal of the week. This one just as good and even more important. Look at the movement. And then he just turns. Bashive goes all the way, but just allows him to cut back onto that right foot. That's poor defending from the substitute to allow him to get into that position. But still so much to do. Juarez just looks on. He can't believe that Namath has found the top corner. That's how good a finish that is. And it's a goal worthy of winning the match. Christian Nemeth has come up with big goals all season long. None bigger than that one.
What a turn around. And now Portland forced to get one back. If the result holds, Sporting Kansas City the only team that would be advancing after playing on the road, Keith.
You look to the bench, you've got Urruti, you've got Dairon Asprilla. And then you see Asprilla up. Do you take Dewsbury off? Do you take the substitute off? I'd imagine that the sacrifice would be Jack Dewsbury.
Caleb Porter won't waste any time.
Takes Wallace off the goal scorer. Like for like switch. Asprilla will give width. A real attacking threat. I'm surprised he didn't maybe sacrifice one of his midfielders.
There you have him, wearing number 11 in the back of his jersey. Asprilla.
nowhere near first choice this season, but he is that kind of player, unpredictable flair player. Can create a moment of magic.
Namath looking to create.
Yeah, that was almost a foul by Powell there. There was a lot of contact with Namath. Pulled away at the last minute. That's not what he's down from. He's down from the hit, but before that, both players wrapped up. There you see the forward progress of Namath was impeded. Then he takes the ball into the side from Asprilla, but there you see, well, you can see Namath holding on as well, so maybe 6 of one, half a dozen the other.
Graham Susie. Boshive on him. So it is Dairon Stevens Asprilla Rivas, former Atlético Nacional man, to come in and try to change things up for Portland, of course, son of former superstar for Colombian football. The shot of Tom Dwyer. Mr. Asprilla, that would be.
Tino Asprilla, what a player he was to watch. Talk about unpredictable.
Yeah. Part of that superstar Colombian national side with Valderrama, with Valencia and company. Obviously, Asprilla. The West at the moment, Casey.
Again, I'd fancy Seattle from those four to go through, but still, again, plenty of time. But I did feel that goal when it went in for Sporting KC all of a sudden lifted them. They've been the better side since then, and I do feel the move, getting Nagbe out of the middle, has hurt the shape of Portland Timbers. I thought they dominated more so with him centrally.
Now, the panorama did change. Now it's Vancouver-Seattle, and no disrespect to the Whitecaps, but I wonder if Seattle likes this result. Asprilla looking to put it in for Adi. Beasler was there.
Yeah, first bit of life from Asprilla. Good defending from Beasler's had another good game tonight.
It's now FCD against SKC. Dallas and Sporting Kansas City will be going at it. Would be going at it if this holds. 1-0-1 played. Valetti to curl it in from the right. No one has left Providence Park. Borchers looking for it. Richwell too. Cleared away. Left we go. Villafana bringing it down. Susie was there. Boshive for Villafana. Mustavar defends for Sporting. Foul on Dwyer.
Yeah, the right call. Dwyer just getting position, applauding the decision. What is that man thinking? What is he going to do to change this? Because they've looked void of ideas in that final third. They have to get a rhythm going again to score again to keep the season alive.
Graham Susie against Villafana.
I've got to agree with Susie on that one. I thought that was a corner kick. And he's smiling, but I can assure you he's not happy.
Asprilla. Asprilla. Nagbe has it. And he'll miss it. What a way to close defensively for Kevin Ellis.
Well, he popped up with a big goal, but what about that for an interception? I do think Nagbe just took a fraction too long to pull the trigger on this one. Had the angle, and he almost wanted that extra touch, and that allowed Ellis to get back in.
Valetti curls it in. Asprilla was looking for it. Corner kick again for the home side.
Well, the issue there is it looked like Sporting KC allowed that ball to go out of play, and that's what Dia did. He thought it was a goal kick. Instead, it's another corner kick.
And he did get the header. Jewsbury over the bar.
So close. They've attacked that near post well all night long. That's a free header. He's got to hit the target there. Best chance of extra time for Portland, and it sails over.
Nearing the 105th minute, which would be the end of the first half of extra time. Namath, who scored a beauty to put his team up 2-1.
He smacked into those boards a couple of times now tonight. He was very frustrated at halftime. He looked even more frustrated late on. But what a goal. What a way to change the complexion of a game.
And what goals we've seen this postseason, Keith. Agudelo or that one?
I'd rather a goal that puts me 2-1 up in extra time than a goal that puts me 1-0 up early.
Qualities.
Agudelo's goal was the best goal. Take it out of context and out of the games. Agudelo's technique absolutely superb, but in terms of importance added to it, that goal was excellent from Christian Namath.
I don't know, Keith. I liked Namath's goal better. What a way to pull back, no angle, and what a shot out of a video game. Valeri finding Villafaña. That'll be the end of the first half of extra time. 15 minutes for Portland. Will they stay alive? You
Here we
need
see
tech,
the movement.
Keith.
Yeah, excellent job here. Krashevi goes with him, but there you just see overcommits on one side. Still an awful lot to do. The goalkeeper covering that near post. That's not what that man is thinking. Far top corner. Incredible finish. But here you see again, Krashevi just overcommits. That finish. You don't get tired of seeing it.
No.
That man Addy hasn't been involved. Can they get him service?
No, I do not. Show me that goal again. We're going to have another substitution. Adi will come off.
I don't think he's had the best game, Addy, but taking off a striker when you need a goal.
It's Maximiliano Urruti coming in, the former Toronto FC Argentine striker.
He's got pace, Urruti. We'll see if he can trouble that back line. I would have liked to have seen him gone alongside Addy. Again, you're down a goal to take off your striker, unless it's the fact that he's tired or he's just run out of gas. I would have kept him on. He's a threat. Set pieces as well, Addy. Get crosses in the box, knockdowns. We're going to see a lot of this in this second 15 minutes of Sporting KC. Wasting time.
So Asprilla, Boshive, and Maxi Urruti, the three men that Caleb Porter has elected to bring on. That's it for the Timbers. That's a tough challenge on Paulo Nagamura, and this could be a yellow card.
A strong challenge, and Nagamura going to ground, and I'm sure is going to take his time to get up as well. Just timed wrong, and it was definitely a poor challenge. Difficult task for Chevy, brought on with the lead at 1-0, maybe to just shore up things in the middle of midfield, but then of course when that leveler comes, he and Dewsbury basically occupying that same role.
Villafaña there to defend. Borchers now. Bolshive. Long ball intercepted by Ellis. We go right now for Albas Powell.
Maybe a little bit of tiredness there for Powell. Good ball from Dewsbury. Looking for Powell to bomb forward again. Just took his eye off the ball.
Beasler. Ramsuzi looks to turn. Villafaña on him, throwing for the Timbers, and another substitution gets ready to come on now for Peter Vermees.
And it's a striker as well, Jacob Peterson. Physical presence. We'll see if that's for Dom Dwyer. Or whether it's for Nemeth. It will be Christian Nemeth. But he has certainly played his part. Frustrated for 90 minutes. Not really involved, but as an attacking player, you only need one chance. Created it all himself and then took it so well into the top corner, and right now it's the match-winning goal.
Ball played in the header. Not this time from Nat Borchers. And there's your conference in the West as far as the semifinals go, if this result holds.
They're both interesting matchups. Sporting KC against Dallas. I don't think Dallas get enough credit this year, and Oscar Pareja doing an incredible job there. And Vancouver as well, getting those top two positions in the West over the likes of Seattle and LA Galaxy. Quite an achievement.
110 minutes played now. Beasler. Look for Dom Dwyer, gave it right back to Portland via Adam Quaresay. Valeri. Urruti. Long ball for Moxie.
He's a pacey player, Urruti. Not a prolific goal scorer, though. Can't imagine the Sporting KC back four will be playing with that much of a high line late on in this one. Dropping off and not allowing Urruti to use his pace to get in behind.
Dia. Dom Dwyer down and not getting up.
Well, the camera goes to Borchers. I didn't see the incident, but you can tell from Borchers' reaction, he's suggesting that there wasn't too much in it. 'Cause, 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 sapping the energy out of this stadium now, Sporting KC. He looks okay. And there's some contact, yes. Enough to stay down that long? Absolutely not. Dom Dwyer has a yellow card as well, remember. Definite contact with Porches. But he milked it, stead down, wasted a number of seconds.
Nakby. Foshive. Bridgewell back for Foshive. Villafana looking to turn first time. It's well defended by Salam. Mustavar. Here's Dom Dwyer. One-on-one against who else? Nat Borchers. 14 against 7. Good ball played in! So close.
Excellent delivery. Good run from Peterson as well, attacking the space. And Portland, the more they push forward, the more they're going to leave gaps like that.
Borchers is there to intercept. Ball intended for Dom Dwyer. He'll get another shot at it. Dwyer! Bridgewell's there this time.
Great recovery, but that back four really disconnected. Bridgewell initially playing him onside, a lot deeper than the rest of the back four. But he made that recovery run and just gets back across to deny Dwyer what would have been the ceiling goal.
Graham Susie to execute the corner kick from the left. Short. Failhaber. Graham Susie again. Bridgewell picks him up. It was Urruti initially. Villafana, Dwyer. Abdul Salam. All the way back for Beasler. Failhaber. Asprilla. On defense, Susie. Dia. Back for Graham, give it away. Howell. Now Valeri. Nakby turns on 3 Sporting Kansas City players. Foul given for Sporting Kansas City.
So many of these moments in the match, and you just don't feel like Armando Villarreal as a referee really commands himself on the field and takes control of these situations.
Yellow card for Diego Hernan Valeri.
They're just lunging for the ball, catching Zusi.
On the ball now. And another foul.
Again, these are chances for Sporting KC to just really allow that clock to wind down now. Take the time over the free kick. At this stage, maybe just knock it in the corner and try keep it. There's such good deliveries of the ball, though, in Failhaber and Zusi. They may look to serve it in.
Ten or 8. Benny. Failhaber. With Valeri on him. Nakby. For Villafana. Intercepted by Salam.
That's a great read. It's an excellent read from Salam, but that's a poor free kick from Failhaber and Zusi. They go the opposite way. They end up giving possession away quickly. If you're going to try and go short, go the opposite way, go in the corner, waste some time. Poor execution.
Asprilla. Looks to cut back on Zuzi, well defended. Valeri. Beasler. Won by the United States national team defender. Yes! Maximiliano Urruti! Don't go anywhere, Portland! 2-2, and it looks like we will have penalty kicks.
Well, an absolute defensive breakdown here from Sporting KC. Asprilla on the turn, allowed to get the cross in. Completely unmarked Urruti inside the 6-yard box. What a delivery this is, though, from Asprilla. Urruti does the rest. And just when we thought Sporting Kansas City had booked their passage into the next round, Maxi Urruti had other ideas. The substitutes combining to great effect. What a match.
Speechless. What a game. Providence Park is back alive and well.
It was really a goal out of nothing. It wasn't a sustained spell of pressure for Portland. Simple turn from Asprilla. Urruti left unmarked. He does the rest.
That's what he was brought on to do. For Fernando Adi, and number 37 has delivered. What a way to do it. What timing. Another ball for Maxi. Salam first. Boshive. Numbers for Portland. Beasler's in the back. Former Newell's Old Boys man has put Portland back on the map in this game. This will go to penalty kicks, it seems like.
Well, amazing moment when that ball hit the back of the net from Urruti. This stadium just sprung into life. It wasn't like the fans had been getting behind the side over the last 5 or 10 minutes. They seemed resigned to the fact they were going out, but that turn from Asprilla.
That's it. 120 minutes of a battle. And the man who saved the day, Maximiliano Nicolás Urruti Musa from Rosario, Argentina, has given this Providence Park the ability to stay alive. And
they
now,
weren't singing a few minutes ago. They are in full voice now.
what a game.
Which end are the penalties taken at? Is it in front of that famous section 107, if I'm not mistaken? The Portland Timbers Army. That's nice to see. Addy, the man who already replaced Over, gives his teammate a big hug. He's kept their season alive. You see the goalkeeper coach over with Kempin going through the notes. And again, remember, Sporting KC winning the US Open Cup final on penalty kicks. Several of these players taking penalties. I'm sure Kawase has the notes on those.
And you call that during this game, Keith. The fact that Sporting Kansas City was able to win that U.S. Open Cup final in Philadelphia against the Union via penalty kicks. Kempen getting pumped up, motivated, speech-wise by Kevin Ellis, his defender. Late in the West, later on the East Coast. What a playoff battle this has been. We'll need PKs to decide. The fourth and final ticket from this first week of playoff action in MLS. Cuaresay and Kempen on goal.
Kempen, a good young goalkeeper, but Melia coming off, that comes into play as well. Sporting KC not having the #1 man in goal. And it is in front of the Timbers Army.
That's good news for one team. The Timbers. As the official of the match chats with both goalkeepers, Armando Villarreal. Here we go, Keith Costigan. First to kick is number 8, Diego Valeri, born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and one of the most important players for Caleb Porter's Portland Timbers. Diego Hernan Valeri. He's missed it. And what a save
that is. Absolutely incredible goalkeeping from Kempen. See exactly where it looked like it was almost just left of center. Kempen was going down, just brought his arm up, and that's strong hands from the goalkeeper. Because it was hit with pace. Here we'll see again. Gets his hand up, one-handed save. And he lets everybody know about it. Advantage, Sporting KC.
Benny Feilhaber, yes! 10 never look like missing that.
Cool as you like from Benny. Looked like he was waiting to see if Cuaresay would commit himself one way or the other. And there you see Cuaresay just leaning to that right. Stroked home by Benny Feilhaber.
Vintage Benny Feilhaber that time. Borchers. Wow.
Well, the poster boy for that Timbers Army with that look. With an absolute wonderful penalty. All about power.
What a rocket.
I remember Ruud Gullit, the former Dutch international, telling me that penalty kicks after you've played for so long, you lose your technique, best to go for power. And that's what Borchers went with and absolutely smashed that one home.
Dom Dwyer. Sets up. Left boot. He's missed it. Cuaresay. 1-1.
Well, goes across his body with the hit. And Cuaresay up to the task. Excellent save from the goalkeeper. Moved the cross very well. Nice height for a goalkeeper. Just about a yard up, but credit Cuaresay guessing correctly and making a big save.
And Keith, both saves thus far, both Kempen and Cuaresay, impressive. It's going to be Liam Ridgewell. 24. Yes!
A cool penalty from Ridgewell, experienced player. The coaching staff linking arms. The substitutes. And again, Kempin just leaning towards that left-hand side. Maybe something Ridgewell had noted on the previous hit as well.
Graham Zusi and his number 8 to strike next. Does Juarez have another save? No, yes. 2-2.
Expertly taken penalty kick, great technique, good power, nice height as well. And wide enough to make it very difficult for Juarez to get anywhere near it.
Shrewsbury. Oh, he's missed it.
Well, you feel for players because it takes a lot to stand up and take a penalty kick, but that is just a poor penalty. Mishit it from the moment he went up. He wanted to go for power as well down the middle, and he blasted that one well over.
Atrocious from Jack Shrewsbury. Matt Beasler can put his team up 3-2 in this penalty kick series. Here's the cap. Oh, wow. Give it right back to Portland.
Well, equally bad. It looked like he was going for that chip down the middle and just made way too strong a contact on it. Yeah, he was. He was trying to be cheeky with it.
Oh, absolute cheeky. He was going for the Panenka. Not this time for Matt Beasler, and the late hero for the Portland Timbers now to continue in writing his heroic script. Maximiliano Urruti. Yes! Goal for Portland!
Again, Kempin electing to go early, Urruti keeping it relatively central. And now the pressure on Sporting KC. Ala Dudek on the line with his movement, Kempin, but then just commits to his right.
Paulo Roberto Nagamura from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Next on tab. If he misses, the Portland Timbers will be in the semifinals of the Western Conference. Here we go, 6. What is Nagamura made of? It's in. And Sporting Kansas City stays alive.
Oh, so close for Kawarase. Gets a hand to it. But he kept it low, Nagamura. Just underneath the goalkeeper. Struck it well enough that it was going to be difficult for the keeper to get there. Now we're into the players that weren't initially in the 5. Players that maybe didn't want to take a penalty kick. Villafana, the first man up.
Jorge Villafana. Oh, he's missed that.
Yeah, Kempin going to that same side again, and it was a poor penalty. Unlike Nagamura's, there wasn't enough pace and precision on it to get it into that corner. Went for that side foot. Keeper guessed correctly. And now Ellis with the chance to win it.
Did Kempin jump the gun on that one?
It looked like he's gone early on a couple. Ellis scored in that penalty shootout in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup final. Scores here, they move on.
Ellis for semifinals. He's missed it off the post. And we keep the lights on.
This is absolutely incredible. Just when you think it's going to be all over. Late drama in 90 minutes, late drama in extra time. Now it's late drama in the penalty shootout. This to win it. That's how close it was. That's how close Sporting KC were to going through.
Asprilla. Here's the Colombian youngster to keep Portland in the race for the Western Conference semis. The shot, yes! What a goal!
Struck it well, and you mentioned last time about Kempin maybe going early. This time he does go a little bit early to that left-hand side. Struck with a lot of power from Asprilla, and now the pressure back on Sporting KC.
Just like that, all the way on the other side of the balance for Sony Mustavar. If he misses, Portland is in the next round. Mustavar scores it.
Well, not a goal all season from Mustavar, but that is a cool penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way into the bottom corner.
Cool finish from 93.
And that was right in the bottom corner.
Darlington Nagbe. 8th penalty kick for Portland. Nagbe, yes!
Just as cool as Mustafa into the same corner. Keeper going the wrong way again. Excellent hit from Nagbe.
Sudden death penalty kick shootout now. The third player comes in for Sporting Kansas City. Peterson to take the shot. Again, a miss. Portland is through. Peterson, no miss. Strikes it real well.
I think he let the Timbers Army know he was very comfortable about stepping up there. Straight run up, which is difficult to generate an angle either way, but struck it with so much venom. And again, now we're into the players that weren't on that initial list, so the lower you go down, the more nervy these players tend to be.
Powell. And that's saved by Kempin.
Not short on confidence, this young man, is he, Kempin? Fist pump after every save. Not as much movement this time. Gets across, but again, not a well-taken penalty kick. One the keeper should save. And again, Sporting KC with a chance to score a penalty that will send them through to the Western Conference semi-finals.
A bit of swagger. Looks confident. Let's see if he can capitalize. Abdul Salam. Oh! Are you kidding me? Double post and out. And we keep the lights on at Providence Park.
Well, if Portland go through after this, go put some money on them to win MLS Cup. Because luck is with them today. Inside of the post, inside of the other post, away. That is absolutely incredible.
Boshive for Portland. I love my job, Keith Costigan.
I don't envy the job of these players now stepping up. So much pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, Kempin overcommitted on that left-hand side, went very early. But a good penalty from Boshive, the substitute.
It is now
bottom corner again.
And it is now 6-5 in the overall count. Amadou Dia.
It seems like they've taken about 40 penalties each.
And I'll say this again, Keith. A miss, and Portland is in the next round. Dia against Huorisei. It's in. 6-6.
Absolutely incredible. To know that your season is on the line. The courage. Elected to smash it right down the middle. Huorisei moving. It's not a technique I would ever feel comfortable with. Keeper just stands up. It's an easy save, but we are now down to the goalkeepers.
Wow.
Quaresay not happy with some of the gamesmanship here from Kempin, who really looks like he's enjoying himself in this penalty shootout.
Quaresay, yes! It's out of a movie. Is it going to end with the goalkeepers? We're about to find out. MLS playoffs on UDN.
Was being confident at one end, saving them, and be confident from hitting.
Quaresay saves it! And it's over! And in what fashion? 7-6, the Portland Timbers are in the Western Conference semifinals.
Well, an absolutely incredible night ends with a save from Quaresay, maybe one of the best nights in the history of Portland Timbers in terms of their short MLS lives. So many chances to win it for both sides, in regular time, in extra time, then in penalties, and it ends with both goalkeepers coming together. Quaresay winning the battle. He scores his, he saves Kempin's, and Portland Timbers are moving on after an epic battle.
Well, I couldn't written a better script, Keith.
All the our home teams take advantage of playing at home. Portland did it the hard way, though. We thought they'd won it in normal time. We thought they'd lost it in extra time. And they were about 2 millimeters away from losing it in the penalty shootout as well. But they come storming back. And this is a team that can do damage in these playoffs. They can go all the way. This is a big hurdle to overcome tonight. And that man, Quaresay, will be listed as the hero, but Urruti, the substitute, getting that all-important late goal.
So the top 4 seeds stay alive in the West. Dallas, Vancouver, Portland, and Seattle. It's been a pleasure. Don't have a good one. Have a great one.